Back to Movie Rex. I'm Megan, and I'm getting really excited because Halloween season is knocking at the door. September is really just October Eve, in my opinion, and I need to get warmed up because next month, obviously, I'm going to be doing all things horror. So I thought it would be fun if today I gave you a list of 10 movies to help you get ready for Halloween. So let's get started. So The Burbs follows Tom Hanks as he and his fellow suburbanite friends try to figure out if their creepy new neighbors are just strange or actually part of some murderous evil cult. This movie is great because it's hilarious, but also has some real nail-biting moments to it and some real creepy elements to it as well. You don't know until the very end whether or not the Klopeks are actual killers or if everybody in the neighborhood is just crazy. One of the best scenes in the film, though, and the one that really steals the show for me, is when everybody in the neighborhood, including Tom Hanks and his family, goes over to the Klopeks' house to get a closer look and to sit down and talk to him. And the Klopeks serve sardines and pretzels as an appetizer. Noises that are made when he's eating it, and just his face, it just, oh my gosh, it's so funny. But then the guy sitting next to him, I think he goes by Brother Theodore as his stage name. The way he just stares at him, stone cold, no expression. I mean, oh my God, it's so funny. And then Tom Hanks has this ridiculous sneezing attack. It's great.
Got somebody tied up in the old cellar, have you, Rube? Packing dust, I'm sorry.
So fun little piece of trivia from this. I actually saw it on IMDb. The poodle that's in this movie, there's this old man and he has this poodle and the poodle shits on everybody's yard. But that same poodle is the one that plays Precious in Silence of the Lambs. So there you go. Famous little poodle. Arachnophobia is about a small American town that's overrun with poisonous arachnids after a queen catches a ride there with the corpse of one of its victims and mates with a house spider. So this movie is literally designed to make your skin crawl. I mean, when you're watching it, you're just constantly wondering if there's a spider nearby. You feel little tickles on your body. I mean, you can't help it. They design it that way to where you're just freaking out the entire time. Is is there a spider nearby? Is there a spider nearby? But John Goodman is in this one. He's hilarious. He plays the town exterminator. He is so funny. The movie itself is really, really good. It's definitely got the creep factor to it. But fair warning, if you already have a fear of spiders, I would skip this one.
Supper's ready. Come and get it.
Nightbooks is about a little boy named Alex who has an obsession with scary stories, and it's that very thing that may save his life. After being taken by a witch, he is told he must tell her scary stories every night, and if they aren't scary enough, that story could be his last.
I'm going to need a story every night. The story better be good, and it better be scary, or it's the last thing you'll ever do.
I love this movie. I thought it was such a unique and creepy take on Hansel and Gretel. The witch's style was really awesome. There's definitely some scary moments in this movie. There's references to other horror films, specifically to The Lost Boys. And it's actually the Lost Boys movie that entices Alex to go into the apartment where he is taken captive. So it's just a really fun movie. Definitely has some scary moments. I would say this would not be good for kids under 12, but I think 12 and up, they should be fine. And as a cool, added extra, anybody that's a fan of the band Churches, They do a really haunting cover of Cry Little Sister in this movie. It is just such a great version of that song for anybody that remembers it. I mean, if you've seen The Lost Boys, you gotta remember that song. But yeah, Churches does a cover of it that is just really haunting and just awesome. So I'll leave a link to that in the description for anybody that wants to listen to it. When a woman discovers her boyfriend cheated on her, he moves out and she is left with no choice but to find a roommate. After interviewing several oddballs, she finally meets Hetty, who seems great until she starts exhibiting some rather disturbing behavior. Everything comes to an extremely uncomfortable head when Hetty encourages Allie to get a makeover with her, and she winds up getting the exact same unique haircut, making them look almost identical.
You've got to be kidding.
This movie, I think, is such a great thriller. I mean, the idea of inviting someone into your home and, building a rapport, I mean, them actually living with you, and then all of a sudden you start noticing little things about how their obsession with you is kind of building and building, and then they start trying to look like you and act like you and basically kind of take on your life, essentially. There's just something very creepy about that. So yay, a perfect movie to kind of get you into the Halloween spirit. Nothing says Halloween like a diabolical roommate. After a serial killer is put to death, the detective who locked him up finds out the same style of murders is happening again and realizes there may be a much more diabolical entity at play. So I thought this movie was really well done. They take elements of crime, elements of religion, put it together really, really nicely. I know they did that with The Exorcist 3. I'm sure there's other movies where they've done that, but this one really stands out to me. And they also do a great job with kind of making you feel a claustrophobic paranoia, because in the movie, whoever is possessed by the demon or fallen angel or, whatever kind of thing that it is, if they touch you, then you'll become possessed. So there's one scene in particular where a woman who knows what's going on and she is running through a crowd and trying not to be touched. And you see that the entity is being passed on from person to person to person.
Foreplay. Watch out. Hey, no you don't.
What would you do if this was actually happening? I mean, where would you go? Where would you hide? I mean, aside from completely isolating yourself, there's really not a whole lot that you can do. So they just do a really great job with that. I think that, again, combining crime with religion, it's probably not the easiest thing to do, but they do a really great job of it. Denzel Washington, of course, is amazing. That man could read a recipe off of a box and I would be interested. He is just such a good actor. So yeah, I would absolutely check this one out. Great thriller, spooky elements. It's awesome. So this is definitely a lighter note, but it, of course, is the third installment of the Evil Dead franchise, and it follows Ash as he travels back in time to when the Deadites first took over. So it's funny, I actually saw Army of Darkness before I saw any of the other Evil Dead movies. So when I first saw Evil Dead, I was like, what? Like, this is freaking terrifying. I was not expecting it because Army of Darkness was so funny. I thought it would be on that same level. Yeah, no, definitely not. So Army of Darkness is an awesome way to get your feet wet and to get you in the mood for the Halloween spirit. For anybody that has not seen the original Evil Dead, which I doubt, I'm sure most people that watch this have seen those movies. If not, you need to. You need to go back and watch the original and watch the second one and then watch Army of Darkness. But yes, Army of Darkness is just such a funny movie. So many great one-liners, so many great scenes. And it's just great for getting, the Halloween Eve because it has, yes, they fight the Army of Darkness and, the Army of the Dead. But mainly it's just, got some really funny parts to it. So it's not super, super scary or anything like that. It's more funny, but still a great way to kick off the Halloween season.
Klaatu, Veranda. Okay, then. That's it. Hey.
So I honestly haven't met a lot of people that have seen this one. At least I haven't talked to a lot of people about it. So I don't know if it really did particularly well, but I honestly still enjoyed it. So Hideaway is about a man played by Jeff Goldblum who is in a car accident and after passing away is brought back by a doctor who develops some type of medication that can bring people back even after being declared dead for a longer period of time. The doctor had done something similar with another patient maybe a year prior. Similar in the sense that Jeff Goldblum and that other patient had been dead the longest before they were brought back. But the other patient was actually part of a cult and had committed a murder before he was pronounced dead. And, you know, just definitely on the darker side of things. So he comes back and starts committing all these murders again. Jeff Goldblum's character is able to somehow have a psychic connection with him, probably because they both were dead for so long. And he's able to see what this guy is doing. And so he basically, you know, is trying to stop him from committing these murders before he goes after his daughter, which Jeff Goldblum sees that the man has officially, you know, has his eyes set on his daughter played by Alicia Silverstone. So yeah, it's definitely a good movie to watch to kick off the Halloween season. I mean, is it the best movie ever? No, but it's still entertaining. It's got the supernatural elements to it, the crime elements to it. So it makes for a good story. I mean, you'll definitely be entertained. And kind of cool because the guy that plays the bad guy in this, Jeremy Sisto, was also in Clueless later that year with Alicia Silverstone. And Alicia Silverstone is the one who plays Jeff Goldblum's daughter. So there you go. So Serial Mom follows Beverly, the 1950s housewife who strives for perfection. Perfect home, perfect wife, perfect kids, and occasionally tries to pull off the perfect murder. Now, I know I've talked about this one before, but it really is a great movie to kick off Halloween season. And John Waters does such a wonderful job, once again, at poking fun at societal norms of, you know, the perfect housewife and turns her into a homicidal maniac.
You can't wear white shoes after Labor Day.
That's not true anymore.
Yes, it is. Didn't your mother ever tell you? Now you know.
No, please. Fashion has changed.
No, it hasn't.
So again, it's sort of, you know, elements of Michael Myers, but also of the Brady Bunch. I mean, it's awesome. So check that one out. So Stir of Echoes follows a man who, after his sister-in-law convinces him to let her hypnotize him, he begins to see visions of a woman who has been murdered and the pieces surrounding her unsolved case. So I really enjoyed this one. I thought Kevin Bacon once again did a great job. They did an awesome job with, you know, splicing supernatural with murder mystery. There's a little kid in this who's really cute, and I guess for lack of a better term, he's got The Shining. Obviously they don't call it that, but he's got supernatural abilities just like his father, although Kevin Bacon is able to access his supernatural powers, I guess, once he gets hypnotized, whereas like the little boy just kind of always has them. So again, another great movie, splicing murder mystery, supernatural, awesome way to start the Halloween season. So check this one out. Okay, so again, I love this movie. Yes, it's awesome for Halloween Eve, but it's also a staple for the Halloween season. So yes, it will probably be on one of my lists for next month. So for anyone who has not seen this one, basically it follows a family who gather together for the holidays and become trapped inside their home as men wearing different animal masks try to take them all out. One of the siblings brings home his new girlfriend, who happens to have gone to a survival boot camp in the outback and is pretty much the family's only defense against the intruders. Honestly, there are so many fun elements about this film, and that's what makes it such a great Halloween movie, is that it's fun, and I love fun Halloween spooky movies. It's got comedy, it's got, you know, the creepy factors, it's got an awesome song that plays throughout the movie. I'll leave the link for that one in the description. The song will get stuck in your head and you won't be sad about it. I'll put it that way. I've had it on my Halloween playlist for years now. I love that song. Probably wouldn't be as spooky if it wasn't in this movie, but there's just something about it now that makes it part of Halloween. So there you go. But yeah, it's just such a great movie. I mean, there's elements of fear, but there's also the, you know, humor aspect to it.
Go out there. Mom, it's the only way. It's the only way we're out of this. Whoever's the fastest runner, who is that?
I'm the fastest, but I've got this fucking arrow in my bed. What does your shoulder have to do with your legs? I'm the fastest.
He has a fucking arrow in his back.
Stop yelling at me, Kelly!
I fucking know what it has to do with your legs if you never run, you fat fuck.
I'm not fat!
I'm gonna kick myself because the people that made the movie were at Monster Mania, one of the first Monster Manias I had ever been to, but I had never seen the movie. So I was like, whatever, I don't know who they are, so I'm not gonna meet them. Kicking myself for that one because they've had some other really good movies. But anyway, so yeah, definitely check this one out. It's a great film. Again, you'll probably see it on other lists of mine. I just absolutely love it. So, all right, guys, there you have it. 10 movies to help you get ready for the Halloween season. Definitely let me know what you guys think of my list and if I left any off that you really like to watch to help you get ready for the spooky season. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and be on the lookout for more movie rec videos. Bye.